welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for clicking on today's story time. Before we get into it, make sure you are subscribed to the channel, give this video a thumbs up, and leave me a comment down below. So we're gonna get right into it, y'all. I wasn't sure if I was gonna tell this story time, but I feel like there's a lot of relevant information to be said and to be shared, so I'm gonna share the story because I want to. So yeah, for the sake of this video, we're gonna name the guy that I'm talking about. I really want to be petty, even pettier than I'm about to be, but we're gonna name him Jay. I don't think I've ever used that name before, but if I have, no correlation. We are gonna name him Jay. Very fitting. So let me give y'all a little backstory about me and Jay. We started following each other on Instagram. Don't even know how this came about because at the time I didn't know him from like a can of paint. We later found out that we had like people in common, like friends in common, like in real life, but I never knew who this man was. Somehow, some way, we started following each other. Okay, cool. Everything's normal at first, just Instagram friends. I like a post, he like a post, but it wasn't like I'm trying to get your attention like a post. It's just like, oh, if I see it on my feed, I'ma like it because you're cute, and that's just what it was. But one day, I was just like on his page, and I was like, wait a minute, he look kind of good. And it's so ironic that I'm telling y'all this because just listen to how all of this played out. So I'm thinking, because y'all know I tell y'all, if I see somebody that look good, I have no issues with shooting my shot. I have no issues with telling you, hey, sir, with your fine ass, I think you is fine as fuck, and here go my number. And that's exactly what I did. I said some shit. I don't even have the DMs anymore to tell y'all exactly what I said verbatim, but just know it was something like, oh, here go my number, like use it whenever you're ready, or something like that. Something like that. I'm thinking I'm being smooth. I'm thinking I'm being a player. I'm thinking yeah, okay? So we end up going from Instagram to texting because I done gave this man my number, okay? Cool. These gotta go. So now we done moved from Instagram to phone conversations. We texting, we talking, we FaceTiming, we doing all of the things that you do when you get to know each other, when you get to know somebody, right? And everything is fine, everything is cool at first. Like, y'all ever seen that one tweet, or I don't know if I saw it on TikTok or Twitter or whatever, but it was like basically that first 3 months of getting to know a nigga be like the best 3 months ever. I don't know if I just never noticed this or if these are just like a whole bunch of coincidences, but them first 90 days when you getting to know a motherfucker, he put on his best act, his best front, his best foot forward. Because after them 3 months, baby, the mask is off and the real him is exposed. Like, them first 3 months, y'all, when I tell y'all, the vibe was just immaculate. Immaculate. He was so sweet. I almost felt like I was, in a way, getting love bombed before I really truly knew what love bombing was. But thinking back on it and talking about it now, it kind of was like love bombing because, like, we're talking about, like, deep things like, oh, what our kids would look like and relationship and all that. And it's just like, babe, we've only known each other for, like, 3 months. Whatever. So, we're talking, everything is cool, everything is fine. I'm just like, okay, I want to see him in person to see if the vibe matches what we've been having on the phone, right? So I meet up with him and I see him 2 days in a row, y'all. I meet up with him the first day, everything is cool. The vibe matched perfectly. I'm comfortable around him. We could just sit in the car and talk for hours. Like, it was like part car conversation vibes. Like, everything was fine. I'm not gonna get into too much, but yeah, so everything was cool. That second day I seen him, this is where stuff kind of a little bit started to go downhill. Now, I will say, back then, and I'm not like this no more, back then, I was not the type to be cool with somebody that I'm in a relationship with, entertaining, talking to, whatever, having female friends. And I had to check myself on that because I don't like it, because I've had bad experiences in the past with this whole topic of conversation. Now, I had to check myself in terms of you can't take past traumas and past experiences into something new with somebody. So did have to check myself, but I wasn't as aware of that kind of stuff now back then, right? So I'm with him and I'm in his car and we're talking and we're having a good conversation, getting to know each other better, having a great conversation, and somebody keeps blowing down his phone and I noticed that it was a girl's name. So immediately I'm like, red flag, he got a bitch. Like, that's my immediate first thought, because who wouldn't think, like, I'm not thinking like, oh, this might be his, well, I know his sister. I knew his sister's name at this point. I actually knew her in real life. I knew it's not his sister, maybe his cousin, something. Like, I'm not thinking that. I'm just thinking like, oh, his bitch is calling. So I immediately got an attitude. So the girl's calling and calling and calling and calling and calling, like blowing his phone down. Like, he would get a missed call notification and she would be calling right back as soon as the missed call came up. So I was just at one point like, answer the phone. He didn't want to answer the phone. So I'm like, oh, this is definitely his bitch. So he finally answers the phone, and the girl on the phone, and I'm hearing what she's saying. She's like freaking out. Like, she's so upset. She's like, oh, I'm gonna say her name, Jay. I need your help. She was having like boy issues. And my thing is, okay, it's all fine and cool to have like a homeboy that you want advice about men from or whatever, but I don't know, it was just like the situation, like I just got like the ick a little bit and I didn't like that. And he was telling her like, bro, stop calling me, like I'll talk to you later, like we can talk about it later, like you finna get me in trouble with my girl, you finna get me in trouble with my girl. And at this point, like, I'm cool with you saying like my girl, even though I know I'm not his girlfriend, like you my little boo at this point. Like, we like 2-3 months in, like yeah, have a little bit more respect. So he was like, you finna get me in trouble with my girl, I'm gonna call you back. And she was like, no, don't hang up the phone. Like, she didn't want to hang up. Like, she didn't understand like a boundary that she was crossing. And I feel like that just really rubbed me the wrong way. So he's trying to get her off the phone, and I'm gathering my stuff and I'm getting out his car. So now he feels some type of way. He like, please don't leave, like don't leave, like no, stop, don't leave. And I'm just like, no, I'm over it, I don't like that, I'm uncomfortable, I'm gonna talk to you whenever. Now, I didn't have any intentions on like ignoring him or anything like that. I just didn't want to be around the situation no more. And I could have been like overreacting, but looking back on it now, knowing the things that I know about this man, I don't even care if I was overreacting. So I'm on the way back to my house, and he's blowing me down. I finally answered the phone, and we spent the rest of the night on the phone. He was so apologetic. He was like, no, I don't want you to think that this is something that frequently happens. Like, yes, I do have friends that are girls, but like, you know, if I'm dealing with somebody, there clearly has to be like a boundary. Like, he was very apologetic. Like, he took accountability. He said he was sorry. He didn't want that to ruin our vibe. I'm sorry, please don't stop talking to me, all of this and that. So then we get on the topic of conversation like, oh, well, how do you think the vibe was now that we met in person? And he's like, yeah, I'm feeling you, I'm feeling him, the chemistry's there, like everything is good. So besides this one minor hiccup, we had never had like an argument about nothing like that. Like, I'm just getting used to your life, you're getting used to my life, we vibing, we clicking, we gonna see if this turned into something, right? That's what I'm thinking. So after that, and like I told y'all, we would frequently talk like every single day. Like, you know, when you get to know somebody and you first start talking to a nigga, you get to know like his work schedule, you know, like who his friends are, how he talk, how he texts. Like, you just know his vibe, especially if this is like a daily thing. Like, you just get accustomed to somebody's vibe and how they maneuver, right? So if I'm noticing that you've been talking to me one way for these last 3 months, and then you shift the vibe when I bring it up, don't lie to me, because obviously, like, I noticed a shift in your energy. So this is really when stuff started going downhill. So like I said, we was talking every single day. If it's not a phone call, we on FaceTime, we texting all throughout the day, all night, everything, right? The calls start coming less and less. The texts are becoming more dry. And I'm confused because, like I said, besides that one incident with the girl calling, we had never had an argument. We had never had like a disagreement to the point where it's just like, oh, I don't know if I want to talk to you no more. Nothing. Everything was cool. We still supposed to be in the honeymoon phase. So he just started acting weird. He was not calling me. He was dry texting me, all of this. And I'm the type of person, like I said, I'm going to verbalize when I feel a shift in energy because that's just the type of communicator that I am. Like, if I notice that, I'm going to ask you about it. Not like press you, but I'm going to bring it up because, like, what's going on? I'm the type of person who always wants to be on the same page, especially with a guy that I'm dealing with romantically, because I don't want to feel played. I don't want my feelings to be hurt. I don't want to be mishandled. I don't want to be mistreated. So I need to make sure we're always on the same page. Do you feel this way about me still? Is there something that I'm doing wrong? Can I fix something? Did your feelings shit? Like, I need to know these things. So naturally, I'm bringing this up. Like, you good? I remember I had called him one night and I brought it to his attention. Like, I brought it up, and he, like, I had never ever seen like this side of him, heard him talk to me in like this cold, nonchalant, like, just I don't give a fuck type of tone. Like, he was like gaslighting me, like trying to make it seem like I'm tripping and I'm just pulling this out my ass. So I'm bringing this to your attention and you're telling me I'm bugging, I'm tripping, it's not true, nothing has changed, oh, now you're just busy, oh, it was just like excuses and excuses, and he never took accountability, he never apologized, not nothing. And this should have been my first red flag to just stop dealing with a nigga. But at this point, like I said, y'all, my feelings were involved very heavily. Like, I think at this point, I'm not even gonna hold you, I think at this point, I maybe had told this man I loved him. Please don't quote me on that. I cannot remember. At some point, I did tell him that. And I meant it in terms of like, I love you, I care about you, like that. But I love you like I'm in love with you. I don't know. Whatever. That really just does not matter. Just know my feelings were heavily involved. We supposed to be, you know, twin. What's going on? Like, lock in before I tweak out in this bitch. So he's just gaslighting me, and then next thing you know, that conversation that we had that one night, y'all, I did not hear from this man in a month.
That kind of hurted me though.
It might have even been longer than a month. 1 whole month. At least 30 days, nothing. Like, how you go from talking every single day, night, morning, all of that, everything in between, to nothing. Like, he didn't say, I don't want to talk to you no more. He didn't say, I'm not feeling you no more. I'm not feeling this no more. He didn't tell me a damn thing, just ghosted me. So naturally, I start spiraling. I start tweaking. I'm blowing down his phone, calls, texts, FaceTime, nothing. And it's not like he blocked me, because my messages were still delivering. And this is how I know this nigga had problems. Because it's like, why would you just not block me? Like, you want me to know that you're getting my messages and you're purposely ignoring me. He was still posting on Instagram. I'm searching this nigga up on Facebook, who his mama is, his daddy. I'm looking at the sister page, who your cousins is, your grandma, your grandpa. Like, I'm looking up all of this stuff. Everything is normal in this nigga life. He's just ignoring me. I'm blowing him up on Instagram, nothing. Seen my message, read my message. So at this point, I'm like, okay, somebody hacked this nigga phone or something. Like, somebody has his phone, because this is just so left field. He's never ever treated me this way. Like, yeah, we were kind of, you know, like into it a little bit, not really, but like a little bit. But like, I don't know him to be this type of guy. Like, I don't know him to be an asshole. Remember, like I told y'all, after them 3 months, that's when the real guy appears. And it's not the guy that you met on day one. So I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna say I was crashing out, but I was spiraling, because yes, my feelings are heavily involved. We've shared intimate things with each other. We've shared details about our lives. Like, I'm thinking, you know, we supposed to be trying to, you know, make something shake. So, and I'm not proud of this. This is not my proudest moment. I know I always tell y'all, like, yeah, I be finessing niggas and playing niggas and all this and that, and cool, okay, cool. But this is not one of those story times, okay? I'm not proud of this, but I'm transparent with y'all, and I don't care about stuff like this. Like, I don't care, like, good or bad, everything that I've gone through, it makes me the baddie bitch that I am today. So, I'm gonna share this with y'all. So, in my efforts on trying to figure out what the fuck is going on with us, I knew that he had a really close homeboy. I can even like maybe like say this was like his best friend. Is his best friend, like still to this day. Me and the best friend had been following each other on Instagram too, and I'm not gonna lie, before I even knew that Jay was who Jay was and this guy was Jay's best friend, I did not know that they were friends, homies, nothing. And I'm not even finna say like I was homie hopping, but me and the friend were like flirtatious in the messages at one point in time. Not on some, I'm trying to see what's up with you, this is gonna go anywhere, I wanna give you my number, he giving me his number, not like that. It would just be, you know, like little flirty banter, strictly in the DMs. That's all, that's it. It never went no further. Okay, so I'm like, okay, now that I know, and I told Jay this. I told him, hey, before we even start talking, I know your homeboy, we never like did nothing or nothing like that, but we like, just so you don't, you know, nothing can come from nobody else but me. You hearing it from me. Yes, we have did before. It never went nowhere. I didn't even know that that was your homeboy. Cool. He was fine with it. So I messaged the homeboy. So let's just say Jay is a nickname, by the way. Like this, even this fake name that I'm giving y'all is a nickname that literally has nothing to do with his real name. It's a play on his middle name and his last name. So let's say Jay is a nickname, and I said, cause his real name is literally nothing to do with Jay. He don't even like his real name, Robert. So I messaged your homeboy, and I forgot what I messaged him, but I said something along the lines of, hey, I'm just trying to make sure Robert is okay. Like, when's the last time you heard from him? Like, have you talked to him lately? I haven't heard from him like a few weeks. I'm just worried about him, right? Now, keep in mind, Jay, aka Robert, his name in real life, I guarantee you, he's the only homeboy with this name. I promise you. So it's not even like you can get it confused. Like, for him to respond to me like this, I knew it was some fuck shit going on. So he messaged me back and was like, Robert, question mark. So I'm like, is this nigga trying to be funny? Or what's up? So I'm like, yes, J, So he was like, oh yeah, like, I was just with him. Like, he good. So this nigga's not dead. He's not laid out in a ditch somewhere. He's not in a hospital. He's not sick. He's blatantly just ignoring me. So this went on for weeks, y'all, weeks. That's why I said, like, I know it was at least a month, but I feel like it was longer than a month. So I'm going through my phases. At first, I'm sad and I'm heartbroken. Now I'm mad, and now I'm in a stage of, okay, like, I'm over it. I'm not finna let no nigga play in my face. Like, I know what I can bring to the table. I know the type of girl that I am. Like, I'm not finna let no nigga, like, make me question my value, my worth. And that's where I fucked up, because I was letting how a guy treated me go hand in hand with my worth and my value, just as a woman. And I feel like dealing with this guy, because like, I know I should have learned that with Sean, and I feel like, y'all, if Sean was like the most toxic, narcissistic, most gaslight nigga that I ever met, Jay was like almost neck and neck with him. Like, the way that he would make me feel like I shouldn't be tripping for standing up for what I feel is right, and standing up for what I believe in, and standing on how I feel like I should be treated, especially if you tell me that you care about me. It was disgusting. Like, he would literally make me feel like, maybe I should not have said that. Maybe I am tripping. Maybe I am tweaking out. Maybe I am doing too much. So now I'm at the point where I'm just like, okay, I've accepted it for what it is. I don't know what I did wrong. I wanted closure, but as more days and days go by and we're not talking, I'm cool with not having closure, because like it's not gonna do me no good at this point. So he calls me on like a random ass day, y'all, like a random ass night, just calls me. So I mean, like, of course, like, I'm talking, popping my shit and like, oh fuck this nigga, I don't care about nothing. But he called me, so hello, hey, what's going on? So I pick up the phone because I really want to know what's going on. Do y'all know this man was talking to me like nothing even happened? He hit me with some shit like, what's good? Like, what you want? Like, what you doing? So I'm like, Jay, are you serious right now? He like, yeah, what's going on? Like, what you got going on? Like, he like to say, what's up, little dude? Hello? What? So I just remember I was just sitting in my car. I had to pull over, y'all. I was like going to get food. I had to pull over, and I was just talking to him, and I was like, are you serious right now? I'm like, where the fuck have you been for like the last month? Like, I've sent you hundreds of messages. I've called you multiple times. I've messaged people that you're friends with. Like, surely you're not finna act like nothing was happening. And I can't even remember the excuse that he gave me, y'all, but I just remember it had made me so mad, and like a sad mad. Like, I could not believe somebody was like looking me in my face and telling me that they were falling for me, that they cared about me, that they liked me, loved, whatever we were saying at the time. Like, I could not believe like a nigga was dead ass like looking me in my eyes, like telling me this, and you feel a whole different type of way. And this is when I knew he can't be nothing to me. He cannot be nothing to me. Like, you don't like me. You hate me. Actually, you hate my guts. You hate me. I cannot believe this. And my thing is, back then, people who said stuff to me, like their words, they held so much weight, and I don't know why. Like, I feel like one of my love languages is words of affirmation, but also this taught me that like people can talk your head off. Don't talk my head off. Please don't talk my head off. People will talk your head off and tell you everything that you want to hear. And it's going to sound like heaven. It's going to sound like peaches and cream. It's going to sound like everything that you thought you ever wanted and desired. They don't mean that shit. And you think that like people won't do you like that, and people will do you just like that. And that's what I don't understand. I didn't understand it. I don't get it. And it's just like, you don't have no remorse. You don't see nothing wrong. You don't take no accountability. And he stood on that shit, y'all. Like, stood on that shit. So after that, I was just done. And then once, like, it was like a never-ending cycle of bullshit. And I just kept letting the nigga tell me and show me over and over he don't give a fuck about me. And I used to think that like that spinning the block shit was like cute. Like, a nigga spin a block on you, spin a block on a nigga, like, oh, that's cute. No. And let me tell you why that's not cute. That's not cute because when you let a guy keep spinning the block on you, or whatever you want to call it, and you keep giving him access to you, he knows that you don't respect yourself enough to stop messing with him. He knows no matter what I do, no matter what business she thinks she's standing on, the business is standing on her. Because no matter what she says, oh, I'm done with you, fuck it. I used to be so ruthless to this nigga. Like, he created something in me. Like, I never want to be that girl again. Like, I used to tell that nigga, like, go die. Go play in traffic, bitch. Go to hell. Fuck you. And still be, but I love you. But like, Lauren, you don't even respect yourself enough. Why would he respect you? You keep telling him you're going to stop messing with him and you done. This is last strike. This is your last straw. But when he call you, no caller ID at 1 a.m., it's a different story. And this really taught me, like, you really gotta leave a motherfucker where they had you fucked up at the first time. Because if you don't, it's just like, why would he take me serious if I'm not really standing on business? I'm not standing on business at all, y'all. The business is in my face right now. I'm on the way to the business card right now. I'm on the way to see the business as we speak. I'm not standing on shit. Is the business in the room with us right now? No? Okay. I'm not standing on I'm not doing nothing. I don't like, it was like every time I would let this nigga back in my life, it was like he was telling me like, have some respect for yourself, please. Please. I don't have any, sir. So then it became a thing where like I was standing on business for a point in time, y'all. I was standing on business for a long ass time. And then he would start messaging me on Instagram with like fake accounts. And then he would start blowing down my phone, no caller ID, like 50 times, leaving me voicemails. Like one time this nigga even like emailed me. It's like, so I'm thinking like, okay, like a nigga really is like, he like going out his way to try to like get my attention, like try to contact me. Bitch, that's because he knows that you're gonna take him back and it's gonna start all over again. And it's like, I would be cool on him and I would be firm on that. Like, I don't want nothing to do with you type shit. And then he would just like feed me these little like, oh, I'm so sorry. Like, he had like a way of just like reeling me back in. And once he got me where he wanted me, and that's me wanting him, not the other way around. So it'd be like, he would want me and he would chase me down, wear me down, get me where he want me. Now I want you back. And now the whole toxic cycle would start over again. Ghost me, lie to me. He's the type of person, y'all, I kid you not, he believes his own lies. Like, you lie so much, you don't even know what the truth is anymore. You lie so effortlessly and so smoothly that like sometimes I really do be questioning like, wait a minute, no, that's just, I don't even know what to call that. I don't even know what to call that. Like, you lie so much for what? For what? Because my intentions were always genuine and pure whenever it came to him. Like, my intentions were always like, if I tell you I want to be with you and I tell you I want something with you, I mean that 100%. 100%. No, I'm not bringing stuff to your attention to make it seem like, oh, I'm tripping all the time or for it to be an argument. I'm telling you this because I want us to be on the same page. And it's just like, you just feel so comfortable lying to me and saying you want to be with me, but then your action is not, y'all, it was just a lot. And I remember one time, because like I said, this was like a very toxic, this went on for years, y'all. One time, because it was just like, he would come into my life and he would know like, ooh, this bitch is peaceful as fuck right now, let me go disrupt that shit. It's like he would have like a alarm in his phone or something. Like, he just knew she's doing great right now without me. Let me go fuck some shit up. And that's exactly what would happen. I remember one time, I was just so over it. We have done this multiple times. It's back and forth. We gonna be together, we not gonna be together. What's going on, what's not going on. And one time, let me tell y'all how fucking insane this man is. Literally, it's a couple things that I can tell y'all. This one incident, he messaged me off a fake page, and I knew it was him because he's the only one who ever, but he messaged me off a fake page and he was like, I just want to let you know that I got a baby on the way. Now, why on God's green earth would I give a fuck about that? But I'm not gonna lie, that had really like fuck with me, because I'm just like, you got a baby on the way, but you got a baby on the way. And I had to remember, Lauren, don't believe shit that this nigga say. He's a liar. So I'm just like, okay, well, good luck with that. Like, he really wanted me to like crash out and tweak out on him, like cuss him out or some shit. I said, okay, well, good luck with that, or whatever response I gave him. It was like some like very like surface level, like, oh, I don't care, it's irrelevant, like I don't give a fuck type shit. And then I blocked it. I blocked the fake page. So now you didn't get the response that you wanted. So now you're finna keep trying to bother me. Nope, I'm not letting it happen. This other time, it was somebody like playing on my phone. And it was like allegedly like a girl playing on my phone, and they were like, oh, I mess with Jay, stop messing with my nigga, like all of this and that. And at this point, we had not talked in a really long time. So I'm just very like befuddled and confused, because girl, you don't have to worry about shit. I don't have nothing to do with that man. And I said that, and I was like noticing how this person was texting, and they were just very like persistent on wanting to know like what was our relationship, because at one point he had came back into my life and he was like, so are we talking, are we not? And I'm just like, hey, listen, I don't know what to tell you, because I'm hesitant at this point. Like, my guard is up, and I'm not finna make myself vulnerable to a nigga who just does not give a fuck about me. I'm not finna do that. I'm just not finna do that. So it was just the way that they were texting. I was just like, this is this nigga texting my phone. So I messaged back like, Jay, grow up, or some shit like that. And he was like, how'd you know it was me? Because you the only man who play on my phone like that. Like, what nigga you know? Well, I'm not going to say what nigga, because a lot of guys actually would do some shit like this. You would be surprised. You would really be surprised. But it's just like, your words mean nothing to me anymore. It's just empty words, empty promises. And I'm sad that like it took me so much like trial and error to like get to the point where I'm at now. Because, like, I know you're a liar, and I need to accept people for what they give to me in my face. Like, I had a problem with, like, falling in love with, like, the potential of a guy. Like, oh, potentially he could be XYZ. No, I'm going to take you for exactly what you're showing me in my face right now. And that's just, you don't give a fuck about me. You're not capable of being in a relationship with me. I don't give a fuck about what you've been through. Your granny died in 3rd grade. This bitch dogged you out. This girl, like, okay, cool. We've all been through shit. But it's just like, yeah, you are not capable of at least being what I would want somebody to be in my life. So I'm cool with that. And yeah, the business has been stood on for a very long time. A motherfucker could tell me the sky is blue and I will still look up and check. I don't believe anything that you say. Yeah, I could never just let myself get back to that point, because it was like I'm dealing with a heartbreak with a nigga that's like technically not even mine. We was never like really in a relationship. Yes, we was in like a little situationship, but talking shit, whatever you want to call it, but never have I felt like this about a guy who was not mine. Like, I can't call you mine because you can't call me yours, because we just very unfortunate. But I felt like I needed to share this story because a lot of young girls follow me, and I be wanting y'all to take at least one thing from something that I share with y'all. Like, take one thing. Like, please do not give a guy multiple times to play in your face. Like, you gotta believe a person the first time they show you something. Like, my mama always used to tell me growing up, believe somebody's true colors the first time and do not try to repaint the picture. Like, don't fall in love with potential. Don't fall in love with maybe they could possibly do this. If you got to change something about yourself to accommodate them, no. Believe somebody the first time that they show you that they don't want you. And I could not do that. It took me years and years and years to figure that out about myself. Like, you cannot force somebody to want you regardless of what they tell you. Literally, look you in your eyes, heartfelt, holding your hands, kissing you. You really gotta like take it at face value, because I didn't do that, and that caused me months, years actually, of just reevaluating things. I was in my head like, am I not good enough? Am I not pretty enough? Like, all of these things, y'all. And that just wasn't right. So yeah, after that, every now and then he would try to pop back up in my life, and if I was feeling bored or something, I would just entertain it. But I know, like, deep down inside, I'm not gonna lie, after some years of me like standing on business, at one point he did come back into my life, and I was hesitant. I'm not gonna lie, I was hesitant, and he knew that. And he was just like, you know, like, I won't fuck up again. Like, just give me one more chance. And I don't know what it was about me that just literally just disregarded everything that I just told y'all. Because this is well after we had, you know, had these dealings. I tried it, and niggas will lie about like the simplest thing, like, oh, I'm gonna call you back. And like, oh, I'm gonna call you back when I go to, oh, I'm gonna call you back on my lunch break at work. And then I wouldn't hear from a nigga for like 2 days. And it's just like, you lying about simple shit like this, and you want me to be vulnerable with my feelings for you? Like, at one point he told me, I want you to feel safe with me. Why would I feel safe with you when you don't create a safe space for me? You don't take accountability. You deflect, and you don't take accountability. You don't say sorry. I don't think I've ever, maybe like once or twice. And y'all got to know that once or twice, and this was like multiple incidents of us dealing with each other. Once or twice, maybe I've heard this nigga say I'm sorry. Maybe. But it's like to say like, I apologize for making you feel that way. I apologize for hurting you. I apologize for making you cry. I apologize for breaking your heart. No, never. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. I was not okay with that for a really long periodically amount of time, but I'm okay with like you. I'm at a point in my life, especially now, I don't need closure. I listen. You just gotta let people do what they do. Let people do what they want to do. Literally, you have to let them. Cause I'm not losing sleep at night, worrying and wondering why, and doing all these things and spiraling again. When a nigga's gonna do that regardless of if you tweak out or not. A nigga gonna treat you how he wanna treat you regardless of if you say something or not. He gonna cheat. He gonna do whatever regardless of if you say anything or not. So I'm gonna let you. I just know where I stand in your life. Simple. So, yeah, I don't know if this sounded more like a rant rather than a story time. I don't know. I just wanted to share that with y'all because, yeah, I just feel like somebody needs to hear that. But nonetheless, nothing ever worked out with us, and it's probably for the better because that was just very dangerous, and I just could not believe somebody could just really like talk my head off and make me feel so like vulnerable and open, and then you just do me like that. Like, I thought we was better than that. Like, apparently not. But yeah, y'all, so that was that. If you made it to the end of the video, you know I appreciate you and I love you so much. Don't forget to subscribe. I know y'all made it to the end of the video. I know you subscribe. I know that. Give this video a thumbs up, leave me a comment down below, and turn on your post bell notifications, and I'm gonna see y'all next time. Bye, y'all.